Do you know that person that's always like warm and welcoming and seems to have their shit together, makes their decisions super easy, is supportive, welcoming, everything seems to go easy for them? Or maybe you're that person for other people. I don't know. But if you are that person or you know that person, that is somebody with a very aligned solar plexus chakra. Today we're talking about the third chakra. Color is yellow. I do not own any yellow. I tried. Failed there, but that's okay. Failure's good. So solar plexus chakra, this is our warrior chakra.
Yeah, power, energy. Oh my God, is the thing.
The phrase for the solar plexus is I can. This is where you're confident, you're getting stuff done, you're coming from a place of courage. Even if you're afraid, you're still knowing the difference between what's scary, I should go the other way, and what is scary, like that's just me being nervous and I'm going to continue forward. This is how you make your dreams come true. This is where you really tap into your passion and who you are.
It is also associated with fire.
Yes, and the sun. So all things like, get a necklace or something that has a sun on it, or a shirt that has a sun on it. Wear yellow.
Yeah.
Anything sun related, sunstones, citrine, yellow jasper.
Yeah.
There's so many stones that you can carry. Red, yellow cloth. I'm thinking fire, so
Yeah.
I went right to red.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm thinking of red too, is because that was your root chakra. So we've already gone through the root and the sacral. So that's your like what you were taught with society, what you start to decide is really you. And then you come to your power center, your solar plexus, like you know who you are, you're grounded in that from your bottom chakras.
Yeah.
And now you can proceed forward from that place of power. So
and you definitely want to keep that chakra
aligned.
Because a lot of shit can go wrong if it's not like like all the other ones. I mean, it's a common theme that you want to keep all your chakras aligned and keep them moving and keep that energy moving and all those things. So, and especially this one because it's such a energy of power.
Exactly.
And it really helps. That is what helps you energetically distribute all the energy that's flowing through you.
Exactly.
So you don't want any of that energy to get stuck in any way, shape, or form, because then it creates all sorts of other problems. I mean, there's a laundry list of things that can go wrong when it's when there's a
Exactly.
block in your solar plexus.
So, I mean, some of the things are like if you have a lack of direction, you're like, I don't have any purpose. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just getting up, doing the thing, the 9 to 5 and the family thing and whatever. Like you have no true direction, no true purpose, nothing that's really lighting you up. You probably have a misaligned solar plexus chakra.
Yeah. I mean, on the list, it says that you have difficulty with self-expression. There's a lot of aggression, quick to anger, a victim mentality. That's just to name a few.
Right.
I mean, and they're pretty powerful energies to to have stuck in that particular area because it will definitely run amok.
Right. And this is where, like, because yellow's the color, this is where the term yellow belly comes in.
Yellow belly.
Yeah, have you ever heard that?
No.
You're a yellow belly, like
No.
you'll probably hear it on Yellowstone, and other like old westerns and that type of thing. Yellow belly means like you're a scaredy cat. In today's terms, you're a pussy. You don't have any courage in you. You're a yellow belly.
Yellow belly.
Yeah, exactly. So this is where intimidation. If you're intimidated a lot by other people, if you you get that knot in your stomach when somebody criticizes you or you think that they criticize you, you think you're being judged, or when you judge yourself, you get that like, ugh, and you call yourself a name and then you get that sinking feeling in your gut. That's all because this is around the belly area. It's right above your belly button. Which also leads into a lot of issues with digestion, stomach, heartburn, blood sugar issues like being pre-diabetic, that type of thing. You'll see all those issues start to come up. So if you have some of those,
what is it, intestinal?
Gastrointestinal issues.
Yeah, it like I said, it will run amok.
Gallbladder. diverticulitis, like all that stuff
Yeah.
is all from this power center. It's also if you have very low self-esteem or low self-worth, your power's off,
Right.
obviously off. I would then advise to drop down into the two centers below it to work on those and then work your way back up.
Yeah.
And keep checking in, like we talked about in one of the other videos, that you can shuttle the energy between a few. Ask yourself a question, drop down to the first one, and see what you were taught about fear, or what you experienced around fear or intimidation when you were young, or self-worth, and then pop it back up into the second chakra. What do you really believe about decision making or fear or confidence? What do you believe for yourself? And then check back into your solar plexus. What's that power feeling like now? And then just going back down, fine tuning things, going back up.
Right, because you're tapping into your the sense of self and all that, and like you said, if it's not aligned, self-esteem is right out the window, and you want to have confidence, you want to have high self-esteem, so that you can, like with everything that we talk about, create from that place, because you never want to create things from very low energies, because they're not serving you. So you don't need them to be around in your life like that. So, really keeping in mind, and what's the word that I use? Being mindful, if you will, of where you're at. If you can physically feel that something's off, go into meditation, align the chakras, really tune in, so that you can really feel and figure out where the misalignment starts, so that you can really get hold of it.
And if you're finding your confidence is low, or you feel like your power is low, your ability to make decisions is low because you don't have a trust in yourself, we urge you to find our fear podcast. It came out the same week as this one, and take a look at that. And it really helps walk you through, because a root of a lot of this stuff is fear.
Yeah.
You might not think so, but control, like if you're a control freak, like to be everything be under control, fear-based. Like all these things, self-esteem stuff is fear-based. Not feeling loved is fear-based. So this is a place where it will bring order into your life, because when you have command over your power, you can make the decisions to provide that order for you and that safety for you.
Yeah.
And if you're not feeling like you're in that confident enough place, then you're feeling out of control. And then you start to get overwhelmed, and then everything else starts to tumble down from there.
Yeah, and then the fear kicks in, like you said, and then anger and anxiety and feeling overwhelmed and all that. And who the hell wants to be in that?
Exactly.
I know I don't. When I feel like I'm spinning, oh no, I don't like that feeling at all. I really tend to pause, and I, get into meditation and do what I need to do to realign myself energetically, not just the chakras, but energetically in general, so that I can,
Get
work
into that
from
higher frequency again.
work from a better place, because you don't want that. That's some
Exactly.
crazy shit.
Yeah, misaligned. You'll always be able to tell when you're misaligned, because something will just feel not quite right to you. And as you learn more and more about each chakra center, you'll be able to be like, oh, okay, that has to do with my heart center. Oh, okay, that's from childhood, so that has to do with my root chakra. And you'll know where to focus on. And the nice thing about this, since this chakra is all about being able to be decisive because you're in your power and you're in your confidence, a nice, easy way to do this is little tiny decisions. Just make little, like, okay, I'm feeling overwhelmed from the gate when I wake up. I'm just going to go to the bathroom. Little tiny decision. Check that. I did it.
Right.
I know some people make to-do lists to get the stuff out of their head, and then they feel very, very much more in their power as they're checking stuff off. And I also know people that will, like, they'll do other things, and like, I'll do this. I'm like, I had 5 things and I only did 2. And you'll be like, yeah, but you did the laundry and this and this and that. Some people will actually go to their to-do list and write down all the other 5 million things that they did, so that they can check them off and like, yep, I was powerful. Yep, I was getting my confidence. Yep, look at all I did now.
Right.
Even if it's just like, I showered today and I put clothes on, like,
Right. That's a win.
That's a win for you that day, depending on, you know, where you fall on the
Right.
frequency scale.
And if you wake up in like your self-esteem is in the toilet, look in the mirror and say, "You got this. You've got this." And really look at yourself and mean that, because that'll start shifting the energy. Then you drop it down into the chakras, you know, and then you go from there and really build yourself up. Because honestly, every single day when you wake up, it's a fucking win, first of all.
Yeah.
Being grateful for that. And secondly, you know that you did a whole bunch of shit the day before. It's a new day, new canvas. You can paint it however the fuck you want. Again, you're in control. So keeping that self-esteem up high, trusting yourself, honoring where you are in life, and being grateful is the other part of that energy. Really, like it charges it up really nicely. And that's what you want to do every single day. I mean, sometimes I wake up and I'm like, I don't want to adult. I don't want to do any of that shit.
And you check in with yourself.
Yeah.
Do I really have to adult today? Like, are you going to wait until you get sick and totally overwhelmed and depleted to be forced to take a sick day?
Exactly.
Or are you going to build in, like, you know, I don't feel like it today, so this is my rejuvenation day. And I'm going to do all things of, like, whatever makes me feel good today.
Right.
And that's going to be my win for the day.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be that you did 8 million things and you were a superhero. Like,
Exactly. For me, it's like, if I can do one thing that's super powerful, I'm good. I'm good, because that's just the way it works for me. And when I wake up in those moments where I don't want to adult, I literally like look at myself in the mirror and says, I got this, and I do what I can.
and if that doesn't work for you, if you're like calling bullshit, like, yeah, I don't got this, I haven't got this in 5 freaking days or 5 years or whatever. If you start calling bullshit, look yourself in the mirror and say, I've got you.
No,
I've got you.
even better.
Because there's part of you, and this is part of the fear video that we did, there's part of you that's just scared and that's not feeling like they're in their power. But you know you have a higher self, and you know somewhere in you that power exists. So speak from that higher self place. Speak to the scared part of you and, like, I've got you. It's okay to feel this way right now. It's all right. And I'll hold your hand and I will walk us, like, you know, from here to go pick out clothes right now, because I know that's what you're having trouble with that. And we're going to do that together right now. Let's do that.
Yeah, that's
And then go
brilliant.
back and look in the mirror and be like, see, we just did that. We did that together. We're a team. Instead of just trying to push that part of you away and ignore it, and basically further chip away at your trust and further chip away at your self-esteem.
Yeah. You don't ever want to do that. You don't want to push things away.
That's just a habit.
You want to walk through them. You really do. You want to, because there is so much more and better on the other side of that fear. On the other side of that insecurity. On the other side of whatever, you know? So there's always so much more there. So you want to walk through it. Sticking your head in the sand isn't going to do it for you.
That is very, very true. And this is a place, like, if you like to journal, or even if you just, like, I talk to myself all the time, especially if I'm driving, like, what am I scared of? Why am I scared of that? Like, just get curious about why you're feeling the way you're feeling. Also, like, when was the last time I felt brave? So that you're starting to train your brain into getting into that brave place.
Yeah.
And then where do I feel that when I'm thinking of that last time I was brave? Where do I feel that in my body? So where do you feel your bravery? So then you're tapping into that body sense of the brave, so that you have a map to it again. There's other questions you can ask, like, what's my favorite thing about myself? So that you're starting to, now you're triggering things that you actually like. Like, even if it's just like, I like the color of my eyes, and that's all you can come up with, that's great. Like, or I like how I look in my blue shirt. That's awesome. It doesn't have to be, you know, I am, you know, Einstein level intelligent and I developed, you know, the next rocket to the moon. You don't have to be Elon Musk.
Right. I mean, like, I love my smile. I love my smile. I like my dimple.
You like your dimple?
I think I'm pretty cute. So that's how it works for me.
So you walk yourself there. This is
Yeah.
just, like I said, little tiny things to build on. If you're a meditator or you're into sound, the sound is Ram. It's spelled RAM, but it's like Ram, really deep and drawn out, because that vibration shifts your energy. Because we know all energy is a vibration.
Yeah.
You can look up on YouTube. There's tons of Ram videos. Look up Solar Plexus, chants. And just you can play that while you're sleeping or just while you're working to then really help realign that for you.
Right.
It just doesn't have to be any of this chakra work, any energy work doesn't have to be this major feat of like you go from pulling yourself out of bed to I am, the god or goddess incarnate. Like it doesn't have to, it can feel that way. We all have these awakening moments, but it doesn't have to be that.
Right. I mean, like when I was with my coach, we went through the process of the chakras, and when I got to that one, and it was, and he used a lot of the ROMs and I mean, all that stuff, and he wanted us to literally do that out loud, so that we can feel the vibration in our throat, in our bodies, in all the so it was a cool exercise. So I highly recommend it, to use those words and really tune, because that tunes your chakra at the same time, and also you get to know those parts of yourself as what they physically feel like when you're doing that. I mean that was a good point for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm a very visual and feel kind of person.
Right.
That's how I learn. So when I was doing that, I learned a lot about myself. What my body actually feels like when I'm tuning that particular chakra.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. Yeah.
And if you want another physical thing you can do, I have no idea where I learned this, so it's just something I know. Your left palm, and I don't know what this means either. I can't explain it. I just was taught it and it works for me, so I'm passing it on. Take your left palm, put it right where your solar plexus chakra is. This is like your foundation. You have a solid foundation. You're feeling fully supported. And then actually, can you be my mic for a minute? And then take your right hand, you put it into a fist. This is your power, and you're putting that on your solid foundation. I'm in my power on a solid foundation. And then I thought this, I giggled and I don't giggle very often, but I thought it was really funny. And then you give yourself a thumbs up. And this, like, it's an antenna into the power, into the energy. And you put that there, and then you breathe into it. And so you can feel your solar plexus going up and down. So again, foundation, power, thumbs up for an antenna into the energy. And you're just tapped in. And you can breathe, you can do the sound. Grab my mic back here. But that's just a simple, easy thing. So even if you're getting ready to go into like an interview or going to talk to somebody and you're nervous, like you can foundation, fist, give yourself a quick thumbs up and go.
Yeah.
Like it's just a physical thing to hold that power in.
It's like superpower activate.
Exactly. That's kind of how I felt about it.
There was a cartoon that did stuff like that. Something
Wonder
activate.
Twins.
Yeah,
Wonder Twins.
Yeah.
The Super Friends back in. This is how old we are. Yeah. So, and yellow foods. People always ask us about the food. So anything yellow. Yellow peppers. Or you want to drink something? Chamomile. Chamomile tea is good. Or put chamomile like in a bath. Fire energy. Light a candle. Light an incense, although that's air, but it starts with fire.
Right.
Pineapples, bananas,
fire,
bonfire outside, even better. Bonus points for being out in nature.
Mm-hmm.
These are all things that can help you get into that aligned place, so you start feeling more confident and more powerful, and then your purpose-driven action will become more and more evident, and you just keep building on that and building on that.
Yeah.
So this is, I don't know if I already mentioned it because I can't remember, old brain, but it's the seed of your soul. So that's, again, your foundation. Build your power. Give yourself a thumbs up. You are tapped in. You are turned on. And you are fully aligned in that solar plexus chakra.
Yeah.
All right. That's that.
Yeah. Easy peasy.
Have a wonderful day.
Be kind. Peace.